Hello everybody, Peter Beresford here from Shaping Our Lives Again, and another of our little filmettes that we've been making about support, social care and the rest for people as service users. Now you'll remember the last one we made was about service user involvement in professional education and training, and we called that part one, and we looked at some of the problems. Now we're coming up with part two, the second part, and in this second part we want to look at some of the really good things that have been happening, only briefly, but we want to do this in a European perspective. Now let's just remind ourselves of the really great things that can happen with user involvement in professional education. That started with social work education when they introduced the new degree for social workers to be qualified. They made it a requirement that in every phase and every stage, every aspect of that professional training, both service users and carers should be involved, and that they should play an active part in shaping and undertaking and providing and assessing that education and training. And since then, the Health, Care and Professions Council, which has been the regulator, has extended the requirements for user involvement to other professions it has responsibility for, other health related professions. But there's one other thing that's been particularly great, and our European friends have also envied us for, which was that central government, and it still applies to England but not, I'm sad to say, to Scotland, has contributed to each college offering a social work course about £7,000 from the centre, from government, to help make it possible for there to be real and sustainable user involvement and carer involvement. Now we know it's been patchy, that not everybody wants to do it as well as they can, but in Britain we've seen some terrific developments. We've seen it happen in two ways. Sometimes colleges have set up their own user groups, and that can work really well, but sometimes they've also contracted out to local user controlled organisations, and they've been responsible. And we know that it can really happen in terrific ways, like staff appointments being involving service users in a real and meaningful way, the assessment of students' work being including the seriously taken views of service users who've been through the mill, for children and families and adults, disabled people, mental health service users, people with learning difficulties, with a very wide range of service users involved. And that's, I think, really important and helpful. More needs to be done, but it's the right way to be going, and we know that students repeatedly say, when asked, how helpful they find this. That's been the predominant, the main way that in the UK this involvement's been taken forward in social work. But in Europe, and this we found out about this in Shaping Our Lives from linking up in a partnership first with Sweden and the University of Lund, and then also with Norway. They've done something different, and we're also pioneering that here now in Britain. And that is, it's going on in London, it's going on in Durham, it's going on elsewhere. Instead of service users coming in and doing things as part of the course or writing materials, now also service users are being equally students on courses. So students of the conventional sort becoming social workers are learning on modules with people as service users who are similarly learning. And we know Sweden did this first at Lund, and now it's much more extended. We know that it's fantastic in building trust, helping social work students understand service users and vice versa, making it so they can see how they can most help each other. And in the European organisation that Shaping Our Lives has become part of, Power Us, and you can check us out on our Facebook page, Power Us, you can learn about a key concept that's emerged, which is called not minding the gap like the London Tube, but mending the gap. And that's all about the way that kind of user involvement with people as service users and students of a traditional sort wanting to become social work learn together, get to know each other together, and get recognition together for the work and achievements they've done. Mending the gap, bridging the old distrusts and lack of knowledge of each other, that's one of the things which we've found out in Power Us really is possible. Mending the gap, and I think ultimately ending the gap, so that we get the very best in professionals of all that service users know, and we get more and more people with service user experience becoming social workers and other helpful practitioners. I hope that's helpful. Thanks a lot. That's it for now. Bye bye.